Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be doing a flip through and review of Le Petit Carrère manga, a Hachette hero coloring book. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, if you're interested in just a flip through of this book without any commentary, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, we're going to be flipping through this together. I do have some thoughts on this one, and that's why I decided to film it in this manner. I do want to let you know, however, that this is a very tiny book. So it is less than 7 inches square, and that's good, and yet there is still a lot of detail on here. And so this is the manga coloring book. I do have a blotter page in here. And the artist or the illustrations is by Aurelia Stephanie Bertrand. This I did get from Lyrica.com. I will link it below just in case you're interested. It is from 2017, so it isn't a new book. It's just new to me. I was inspired to get this by Carrie K. Instagram and YouTube, the names are flipped, so I don't know what the name is, if her name is Kay or if the name is Carrie. So I'm just gonna keep flipping them until I know for sure. But we're just gonna go through this because there's a picture that she had posted on Instagram that I thought was absolutely gorgeous. So this is one that we did as a buddy color. And it was a lot of fun. Again, it's very small and yet it's quite detailed, so it did take a little bit of time. And so it's got some anime characters in here. And the only difference between anime and manga, anime is the cartoon version of this. So if they had a cartoon version of these characters, that would be the anime version. On print, it's the manga version. That's the only difference between. So it's quite a detailed, elaborate book, and some of it's interesting. So you've got some portraits of some of the anime girls, the manga girls. You've got some characters like this with the cats. But then you get into pages like this where she's absolutely stunning and I can't wait to work on her. But then you've got these just bodies. So it's really about the fashion. It's not about the face. It's not about the feet. But I just like, oh, I'm definitely going to color that because that's just kind of weird. And so the book is kind of like that. So you've got the same girl with all different kind of emojis. Cat again. It wouldn't be interesting except for all of the detail behind, and that's very pop arty to me. But then you've got a lot of fashion elements. Now the one that Carrie K had done was this picture, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And that's what made me want the book. You've got anime dude, and then just some random text. I mean, yeah, just some random text. And so the whole book is kind of like that, where you've got some fashion elements, which makes sense with manga. You've got some steampunky type elements, princess type elements. Same guy, different haircut, because even all the shirts are exactly the same. We've got an angel. She's actually really pretty. And considering there's cupids back there, maybe she's the goddess of love. This one, I like it because she has glasses, but her eyes just look a little weird. Again, just bodies. And there's some with guns. I don't know that it's a very anime thing. Although, I mean, anime are very action-oriented, but it's an interesting juxtaposition. And again, some random text. So Japanese characters, but also some French. Same exact girl, different hairstyles. And like this, a pattern page I'm not drawn to. This is essentially a pattern page because all of the elements are exactly the same except for the hair. So unless this was a buddy color, and I don't know why I would want to do this as a buddy color, it just doesn't draw me to color something that's exactly the same. Because the one that I did, they're very similar, but they're not the same thing. And even the background, you know, it was quick enough to do where I didn't hate my life, but I don't enjoy patterning papers. So this is just a pattern, even though there's faces. Love something like that. Something like this is different to me for this one. And I don't know why. Maybe because even though the kimono shapes are exactly the same, they are different kimonos. Yeah, I don't know what's different between those two pages, but I'm more likely to color something like this than something like that. He's very dapper with whatever that is. Again, love elements like this. Would not color this, so I would probably do this in alcohol marker. The eyes are very distinct in here, so the artist definitely has a way to draw their eyes. And because I like both of these images, I'd either need to decide if I want to color both of them or do it in either water-based marker or alcohol marker. The page that I did here, there is a little bit of ghosting and a little bit of bleed through, but not too bad considering, because this is all water-based marker here, and then this is an acrylic paint. But it seems like more of the red came through than the black, and those were all my Ohuhu water-based markers. Even though these two elements are the same and it's a very patterny page, I'm more drawn to something like this. Maybe because it's not symmetrical and there's some movement on the page. And that definitely could be alcohol marker because that's not something I'm ever going to color. These again, they are different, so I might color these, but I don't like that they're very similar. I don't know, I have a problem with coloring things more than once that are exactly the same or very similar like that. This I think is very dynamic. This, I don't know that I'd ever color. So that's absolutely a throwaway page to me. I think she's really pretty. This one, that's a gun. She looks kind of scary, but there's this anime that I was watching on Netflix called, oh, I can't think of the name, but I absolutely loved it. If I can remember, I'll put it on the screen here because the art style of that anime is different from anything that I've ever seen. And I'm hoping there's a season 2 because I just enjoyed it that much. Now, this one I actually find quite interesting. Even though these two characters are exactly the same, there is something about the movement on here that I just find intriguing, although there is repetition. I don't know, visually this is way more interesting than some of the other ones we've seen. And again, a girl. And even though these are the same images, I like the different sizes. And so this one I can see just straight coloring, but this one with a lot more detail because it's a lot bigger. Again, something I'm more interested in coloring than something like this. And I'm not really interested in that, so I could certainly do this in alcohol markers. I think she's really cute. I like the play on this. This seems very anime to me, but I don't know that I would color this, especially since I like this image better. And with the background, I'd probably just do a wash of something like a watercolor or something and not focus on the individual birds. Again, just torsos. Probably would not color that. I like her. In the background, I would just do a wash and color. Basketball, that actually could count towards my prompt for Sarah's Coloropoly because it was a ball sport, although I do have something else in mind. This little dragon page is interesting too. Throwaway page, honestly kind of a throwaway page for me. Throwaway page, throwaway page. And when I say throwaway page, the likelihood that I'm going to color it is very small. Unless, of course, it's for a prompt in the community, then I'm all over it. That looks like a bunch of teeth. She's cute, though. I like this. I would never color this. I think I like, yeah, I definitely like her better than I like her. Although, again, depending on my mediums, I could do both. Throwaway page, same for these. Same for these. There's a lot of patterny pages in here, but the pages that I do like, I really like, so it's still worthwhile to me. This one I wouldn't do. It's a pattern page to me. Or I would do one and just kind of wash out the rest. Although if you were doing like a split coloring, I don't color with anyone in real life, and so I wouldn't, but I could split and do primary or pastel, night or day. So I can see something like this, again, especially if it fit a prompt, but otherwise she's cute. It's just I don't like coloring things twice. Throwaway, they're different. So I can actually, well no, these two are the same and these two are the same, but I could color those and just make everything else recede. Throwaway, interesting dynamic, but not interesting enough for me to want to color it. Throwaway, throwaway. I actually kind of like this because it does seem very straightforward. And it might seem surprising that there are so many pages that I wouldn't color, but I am under no illusion that I'm going to be able to finish any of my coloring books. And so if I'm going to devote time to a coloring book, it's because I want to do the page, or me and a buddy want to do a page, or it fits a prompt and it makes it worthwhile for me. But otherwise, there's enough pictures in here that makes this book worthwhile to me. Because I know some books I want to have a little bit more pages that I'm drawn to, right? So for this one, it might be less than half, but it is a very small book and there's 100 pictures. And so, I mean, even if I'm only drawn to 40 pictures out of 100, to me, that's still worth my time and my money. This one's a little creepy, more so because of the eyes, so I'm definitely drawn to this. This one, not so much. Again, not so much with the repeating. But then something like this I find interesting, so I would. And to me, I would find something like this way more interesting if they weren't the same faces. Because I can put some time into a detailed page, but why am I coloring things twice, 3 times, 4 times? Just doesn't make sense to me. Like this. This one though, I like the Asian squat. Oh, that's absolutely a thing. So this I might actually color just because even though they're the same girl, I like what the image is saying to me. I like the legs. I would color that, not that. I like this one. Again, I'd probably focus on one and then just make all of them recede into the back by way of a wash or something. Oh, she's very Egyptian. She's pretty. I'm not big on coloring food. And there are repeats. This is the same guy, but with different facial expressions. Oh, but this one, I would totally be all over that one. I think that one's adorable. Same with this one. I would color this one, but not this one. And so I could use alcohol marker because I wouldn't color that. I wouldn't color that. I would color this. Probably not that. And then these back here are single-sided. And so I don't know if they're journaling. I'm not sure what these are designed for. I do like that they're single-sided. And there are definitely images that are already in the book. I don't remember the shoe one though. I do remember the kimono one, although I don't know if this is exactly the same. And that's this book right here. All right, guys, well, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.